The fourth Aliyah, Rivi'i, in Parsha Shoftim covers some very, very interesting set of mitzvos having to do with the prohibitions associated with following the to'evos hagoyim ahem, namely the various acts of what the Torah seems to describe as a to'eva, which we translate typically as an abomination that was common among those inhabitants of Eretz Canaan. And the Torah specifically outlines different types of behaviors, activities such as witchcraft and sorcery, and other types of accessing, communicating with the dead. Many of these are rather technical and hard to define in more familiar terms. The subject, again, of great discussion in Masechet Sanhedrin. But the Torah sort of caps off this entire conversation with a mitzvah saseh, a positive mitzvah, by saying tamim tia im Hashem Elokecha. And this is a conclusion of the Aliyah that we should be tamim, we should be sort of complete with God. Now, what does that mean to be tamim tia im Hashem Elokecha? So the Rashi explains it over here. It's very, very important. Is that the reason why very often there are people who are drawn to different types of kishuf, and whether it's again kosev ksamim, ma'onim, menachesh, mechashiv, all these types of things that are described over here, is because people are looking to gain a sense of control or insight, or trying to understand what lies in their future. And we do this because of the fact that we can be very nervous and very worried, very anxious about what's going on in our lives, about what will be in our future. And because of this, people have a tendency to sort of pursue all these other means, whether they are completely ridiculous and made up, or there is some basis to being able to access certain powers within the universe. That's a discussion for another time, but there's no question the Torah forbids these activities. And the Torah tells us what we should do is we should be tamim tiyam Hashem l'adkecha, which means we should basically have complete reliance and bitachon on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when we are concerned and when we are worried about our future or our present, whatever the case may be, so we should focus on where we are at the moment and how we can develop within inside of ourselves a greater sense of security by merely knowing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is taking care of us, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu showers me with hashgacha pratis, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has got my back, so to speak. And if I'm nervous, if I'm worried, if I'm anxious, so the way to address that is not by looking for other means, other ways to address that, other ways to mitigate that, but rather tamim tiyam Hashem Elokecha, that we should try to be sort of wholesome, complete in our bitachon, our reliance on HaKadosh Baruch Hu.